Whoa, what's going on? It's dark. Hey, folks, welcome to this live stream. Thanks for joining me here. I'm not sure why the silhouette is so crazy. It's kind of stormy weather here in Portland. Let me see if that's a little bit better. You can see the rain here, and that might be a little bit better. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in to this live stream. I'm going to do some screen sharing today. Hopefully you got the PDFs today. I'm going to get right to it because I do have a private lesson immediately after. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. I'm going to start off with, we're going to get right to work here. Less talk, more play. We're going to look at the preliminary shapes. Today's topic is triads. As I mentioned, in the fall, I like to kick up my live streams and teaching materials on Patreon and YouTube. So we're going to talk about triad shapes and why All of Me is such a wonderful tune for the application of these triad shapes. If you didn't already grab the free PDFs, please grab them in the description. The link will take you to Patreon, and it is on the free tier level, so you can just grab it. Okay, so what we're going to start with is just to make sure you understand these shapes that we're using for the chord shapes, the triads. Generally, I like to think that I usually teach it to my students on the top 3 strings, okay? But in this case, I'm showing it on the top 4 strings. So hopefully you already know the basic progression. E7, A7, D minor, E7, A minor. This is just the first 16 bars, D7, D minor, and then back to the top here. So that's the first 16 bars of All of Me. By the way, please feel free to type in the chat. I'm keeping my eye open on the chat to see who's here, and would love to hear from you, especially if you're on Patreon. See who's tuning into these live streams. So for All of Me, I've been teaching this lately to a private student, talking about scales and arpeggios, and what we kind of concluded was my student that I was working with really needed work on navigating the basic chord structure. And I said, if you're going to, really play the changes and hear the melody and the changes, you have to do the triad study. So that's what I'm sharing here today in this lesson and going to work with you on. And also there's a bunch of PDFs that I'll show you the demonstration of that I already have available to you, especially if you're on Patreon already. And if you want to grab it, if you're not on Patreon, the link is in the description. So the first thing you want to do is just make sure you have these chord shapes down. And yes, these are all coming from the cage system, just your guitar chord shapes. But mainly, I'm focusing on the top 3 strings. So C major. Okay, get that shape down. E major. And the thing is, even if it says E7, we're going to reduce it down to just the triad shape. An E7 chord, the basic triad, is 1-3-5 without the flat 7, and that's E major. So really, you're going to master your major triad formations. Again, I recommend starting on the top 3 strings, but then you can use them on strings, any of the string sets. Actually, I have a great worksheet that I did not include. I will update and include it. It's just called Complete Triad Study, and it goes through major, minor, diminished, and augmented triads on all sets of strings in closed position. And that just means consecutive strings, 1-3-5, 3-5-1. It's just inversion. Okay. So I'll add that to my PDFs there. So you're going to want to go back to that. But again, if this is new for you, and this lesson is geared for those kind of just getting into this style of playing swing and gypsy jazz, because this is what you want to do. You don't want to just run up and down scales. You want to play the changes, and you want to outline the changes and embellish around the triad shapes. So we have the C major, and even the melody, just right out of the triad, almost triad, 7th triad, you know what I'm saying? And it starts to sound very much like Django. Just listen to Django's solo from, I think it's don't quote me, 1947, but listen to his solo. You'll hear lots of triadic ideas and arpeggios. Of course, it gets fancy, but you can hear just the chord changes alone. So hold on one second there. Let's see, I'm going to kind of work you through these. So again, please take a look at this. Make sure you can do the triads. And again, I recommend staying on the top 3 strings. Yes, I wrote it out on 4 strings. And when you see the etudes, which will look like this. Oh, whoa, that sun's really bright, isn't it? Hey, Yukon, welcome. Keith, good, glad to tune in. Roaming Romans, greetings from Been Learning Triads. Sweet. On the Trace Cubanos, nice. Awesome. Well, good. Triads are the foundation, and I'm sorry that I'm so silhouetted here today, but I'm going to just go back to the this here because I want you to see the etudes. These are all for free. It's just, you know, my method of application and sharing these and teaching them to students. You could push play and just work through these triads, but the preliminary exercise I just showed you is what needs to be done first. Okay, that is required that you can master this. I'll just kind of play through the preliminary one first. And I hope you do this with me. Again, this is kind of a practice session. And yes, this might be too easy for you. Let me know in the comments. I'm actually curious on, like, have you already mastered these triads? I'm going to, you know, if so, great. Then go on to the next portion, the embellishments. I love Sound Slice. I shared my Sound Slice videos. They're all on Patreon. Actually, only on Patreon, as a matter of fact, the Sound Slice practice videos. So please, if you want to join me on Patreon, you can have access to all of my Sound Slice videos, and I'm still just uploading them. I keep making more new ones every day. So here we go. We're just going to go through this little etude. This is just chords, but then you're going to see down here below it, I'm going to say, now let's play it as single notes. See, and I show you the shape that we're thinking. And yes, it does use all 4 strings. So enough talk, let's do it. And again, I'm going to lower the volume just a little bit here. And let me know in the comments again. I'll give us a little count off. Get ready. Hopefully you got your guitar. Don't just watch. You got to do this. 1. Stay on the top 3 strings. Hopefully this is easy for you. Not that you need to do the study. You can sing. I'm not good without you. And E. Take my lips. I want to. Oh, hold on. I need to. I am going to fix this. I'm going to. This shape did not get updated. There. If you're looking at the grids are nice because you can kind of look at the grids instead of the tabs. It's your preference, but hopefully you know these shapes again. And I'm gonna go through the preliminary exercise. That I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna add a couple more PDFs. I'll probably do it later after my private lesson, so you're gonna want to check back on the link this evening. And I'll add a few more PDFs to the free package of triad studies. This is like essential. Including the complete studies, major, minor, diminished, augmented on all 6 strings, as I just mentioned. I've got a lot of other etudes and stuff. Again, those are just already all archived on Patreon, but this is a really good preliminary study. So I just wanted to update that shape. Here we go. All of me, why not take all of me? Hey, can't you see? I'm no good without you. If you just do the top 3 strings, okay, that's what I was saying. I want to lose it. Okay, this is easy for you. Take my arm, I'll never you. And G. And goodbyes. Left me with regret. And this is just one inversion shape. How could I? But you're going to learn all your major shapes just from this one study. That's what's so beautiful about it. Second ending. Because you took apart triads. That was my heart. So why just triads not take on me? And then G. And here we go. Single notes. Notice playing the shapes, but we're breaking them up into single notes. So single. Only the shape. See how that was recorded up there. And then on Etude, now we're doing Etude number 1. Okay, so that's next. So I want to see how'd you guys do on that study? Was that easy for you? Keith, I know that was easy for you because you've been working hard on triads for the last year. Too easy? So again, we want to go through these major, C major, C major, C major. This is the E major, E major, E major, A major, A major, D minor. It's easier with 3 notes. So you don't have to do them as chords necessarily, just think them as 3 notes. So you're going to want to stay in position. Now I'm going to get a little bit closer just to demonstrate this before we go on to Etude number 1, C major, E. Who can name this rhythm pattern? What song? Kind of a big band song. E, A minor. And this song has a tricky progression. You got to really keep good track of the chords. D, D minor, G. I'm thinking of that song, In the Mood. Do 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 do. It's just a nice syncopated rhythmic pattern because it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So you can kind of have fun with that. But again, I'm holding it as a chord shape just to demonstrate. Then I would go up here to the next inversion. E, A. So these exercises should be applied to all the inversions. Down here, C. You get the idea. E, A, D minor. And you can have fun starting to move them around. You could even do chord solo. And then you're going to bust into the single notes as I'm going to go through and demonstrate. But again, this is quite a large study. Again, I recommend going through these inversions: C, 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 E, 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 A. Those are all major. Those are all major triads, meaning they're only the same 3 shapes, just moved around. Okay, so again, please, watch my lessons on triads if that's new for you. lots of lessons on triads. But again, I'm just demonstrating how to learn and practice these. Keith, good. Yeah, keep at it. It's so much fun. I go back to this method all the time. It's part of my main improvisation, the fundamental approach, really. So now let's go ahead and take a look here at these 8. I call these the Gypsy Jazz Boot Camp, for the lack of a better name here. So all I'm doing is taking those shapes that we just did, and I'm now breaking them up into little single note embellishments. So number 1 would be D, D minor, D, G, top, etc. So that's just number 1 there, just going through the whole song using that little embellishment. That was the lower neighbor tone. So it's just going a half step below. Again, what I'm demonstrating now is how to fancy up these triad shapes once you can navigate through the whole song or perhaps the first 16 bars of the song. So now the number 2 is the upper neighbor. And for the upper neighbor, we're going scale tone above. So in this case, it's actually a D minor. We're going D, C, A, G, F, E. It's really cool because it basically creates a scale. It creates a scale. Some people call that the Dickie Betts scale. And you get the scalar-like sound, but you're not thinking scale at all. And then on the E chord, I'm going a half step above. And again, this demonstrates all on the worksheets that I'm going for a darker flavor. This. And that's the really nice, beautiful sound, especially for Gypsy Jazz and Django Reinhardt style. So that's on the dominant chords. When the dominant chord goes, when it's a secondary dominant, I'm not talking too much sharp, but when it's a 5 of a minor chord, E7 is a 5 of A minor, A7 is a 5 of D minor. That's a perfect time to do those. So again, that's what's going on here. If you want to, we'll push play in a second. This is the fun part, is we're just going through these etudes, these exercises. But I'm just kind of talking shop here. The upper neighbors, all the way through, and then a little ending lick here, and then one of my favorites, the Mona Lisa. Again, what we're talking about is how to take a chord shape, triad, and start to embellish it to make single note lines. Okay, so that's the Mona Lisa. Why is it called Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa. That motif right there. Okay, so you probably knew that, hopefully. And then more enclosure, really nice. The one's nice because it's a 3-note grouping, creates some syncopation. What else do I have here? A la Django, this. And there, I'm just kind of going off the paper, just improvising there. Hold on one second. Gotta tend to my cat. Please feel free to type in the chat comments. Go. So the next embellishment, I think, there's more. I've got. Oh, that was it for this one. Okay, good. So I'm gonna check the comments, see how you guys are doing on this. Oh, just Keith. Okay. Not just Keith. I didn't mean it like that, Keith. Cheers to Keith. Keith is a Diamond member on Patreon, and we meet up once a month and go over lots of great materials and songs and jamming. So type in the chat again if you're just tuning in. I'm trying to go over really fundamental stuff, the important stuff that I think a lot of I don't see enough of actually on YouTube, and that's kind of my goal on Patreon. I mean, once you have a really strong foundation, you can really hopefully build on that to find your own what you would like in your style and approach. And this triad approach is definitely one of the most important for swing and gypsy jazz style. So again, what I'm going to just do here, I'm going to do one thing that I think is very, very important. And I might have to load this up actually on my sound slice. So let me do that for you. So this is kind of, again, geared toward, and this one I'll actually post on Patreon too. This has been posted a long time ago, but not in the post that I was just talking about from today. So if you want to grab it, I'll update it later this evening. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. So this one, again, is not in the link. It's been shared on Patreon previously, but not in today's live stream post. So I call these different routes, and this is what I was demonstrating to go through this C, E, A, D minor. Keep going, E. Just one shape, right? Inversions, D, D minor, G. Oh, that should be, actually that G is not correct. I don't know how that, let me fix that. I'm glad I looked that over. So let me put G like that, there. And then it repeats, and then the last 8 bars, you took the part that one says my heart. The chord would say F6 on the chart, but we're just doing triads. So you have F major, minor, E minor, A, D minor, G, and C, and then G, and then route number 2, which is not done yet, so that's why I didn't publish this one yet. So then we would then do this, and it looks like I'll have to do this one later, but C, E. Good, Keith. I'm glad you. D minor, E. Always think ahead. A minor, D. It's not an easy song. It's got a lot of changes. G. And I'm going to do, just to show you the next inversion, E, A, D minor. Here's the last 8 bars. I'll take it slow. F major, F minor, E minor, A, D minor, G major, or this G, and C, and then G. And then from there, that's where we can start to have fun just connecting. I'm going to do some, I'm just going to play chord tones only, just connecting these shapes. A, D minor. I'll even try not to do this. A minor, D, D minor, G, C, E, A, D minor, F major, minor, E minor, A, D minor, G, C, G, E, A, D minor. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of embellishments. E, A minor, D, D minor, E, and hopefully you hear the chords go by because I'm really just leaning on those chord tones. All of this triads. Now I'm going to add that lower neighbor tone. I love that one. That one's just kind of gives you time to an interest, harmonic and melodic interest, so you're not just hitting only chord tones. E. I'm going to change directions. A. I'll say then D minor. E. A minor. D. D minor. C, E, A, D minor. So there you'll notice that I went I did the upper neighbor instead of the lower neighbor. On the E, I went like this. Sorry. Something's on A. D minor, So again, just visualizing these chord shape, that's what's important. Then you can mix and match and do the Mona Lisa, you know, and then a la Django. These are just my nicknames. Minor, E minor, D minor, G, and now you can, do arpeggios and all that stuff too around those chord tones. But that's really a great exercise just to navigate through those changes of all of me, which there's a lot of changes. It's different from, playing autumn leaves or blues, even again, but all that stuff still works on any song. I recommend doing it on minor swing, and that's why I have a lot of studies on minor swing. But all of me is a really beautiful song, great chord progression to apply these triad soloing methods. So I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that gives you some insight on how to apply those triads and start to have some fun using those exercises, those etudes, as just a beginning point, for yourself to a springboard, essentially, to further your improvisations, have a lot of fun, hopefully feel creative, and learning to target and navigate those changes. And then you can use other techniques, arpeggio, scales, substitutions, and all that stuff too. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.